Welcome to the channel. Imagine a life where nothing external can disturb you. You could be amidst a raging fire, amidst a shipwreck, at the point of death itself, yet within you there would be absolute stillness. That is apatheia, the Greek word for which means freedom from passion, or in a more general sense, freedom from being disturbed. And this is the final and perhaps greatest prize of the Stoics. This is the secret to their unshakable inner calm that we all can attain. I'm the author of a book on Stoic philosophy and the founder of a center for the study of Stoic philosophy. In this episode of our series on Stoic philosophy, we're going to talk about how to achieve apatheia, the Stoic art of unshakable inner calm. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get started. There is a story in the New Testament of Jesus calming a storm. And when his disciples asked him, "Why are you so calm?" "We're going to die," he says to them. "Why are you fearful? Why is your faith so small?" And he rebukes them for not having any apatheia, for not being calm in the face of this very scary situation. Now, if you've been following along with this series, you will have heard me say again and again, it's not about suppressing emotions, it's about controlling them. And the Stoics teach us that we should be moved by what is right and just and good, but only if it is right and just and good. But if it isn't, if it's based on our own fears and our own desires and our own neuroses, then that we should not follow those passions. And so apatheia is often misunderstood as numbness, as a lack of feeling, but it's really freedom from feelings, freedom from being moved by things that don't matter, freedom from being a slave to our own perceptions. So let's break down the concept in 4 ways. 1, know where it comes from. Seneca famously wrote, "The chief task in life is to separate things into 2 buckets, the things that are under our control and the things that are not." And Marcus Aurelius echoes this in Meditations when he says, "You control your thoughts, you control your perceptions, you control your actions, but what happens to those thoughts and perceptions and actions, that's beyond your power." When Epicurus used the term apatheia, he was talking about this distinction, the difference between the things that are up to us and the things that are not up to us. He was talking about the difference between things that depend on our choices and the things that don't. And he said the way to achieve this kind of freedom, this tranquility, this peace, is to practice virtue, to live according to nature, and to desire what you don't need. He says, "If you take away my perceptions, I have nothing left, I am nothing. If I lose my senses, I am nothing. If I lose my reputation, I am nothing. If I lose my body, I am nothing. But if I lose my soul, well, I am still something. And that's because the soul is the source of my being. It's the source of my thoughts. It's the source of my understanding. It's the source of my actions. It's who I am." The Stoics believed that our souls were divine sparks, that they came from the divine, that they were connected to the divine, and that our job was to use those sparks to understand nature and to live in harmony with nature. In fact, Marcus Aurelius begins Book 4 of Meditations with the famous line, "When you rise in the morning, think of what a precious gift this day is. You could have been born blind, you could have been born deaf, you could have been born mute, you could have been born without limbs, you could have been born a slave." And so he says, what do you have to complain about? This is an appeal to apatheia. Don't be a slave to your circumstances. Don't be a slave to what other people have done to you. Don't be a slave to what happened in the past. Be free of that stuff. Be indifferent to it. Let it go. But Marcus also says, when you rise in the morning, think of what a precious gift this day is, what potential it has. So yes, it's a gift. Yes, it's precious. Yes, you shouldn't complain. But also put things to good use. Work with what you have, because that's all we can ever do. And Epictetus adds another layer to this, which is to train yourself to see that almost none of this matters. He says, what does it profit to be stirred up about things that are not in our control, things that are outside of our power? And he answers that question himself by saying, it profits us nothing. Now this is the key to apatheia, seeing that most of the things we're passionate about, most of the things that agitate us, most of the things that keep us up at night, most of the things that make us afraid, most of the things we waste energy on, it's all for no reason. He says, opinion is what creates the passions, and opinion is in our control. Therefore, the passions are in our control. Apatheia is not about changing the world. It's about changing how we see the world. Apatheia is not about changing other people. It's about changing ourselves. And it's about realizing that all we can ever control is our own perceptions, our own judgments, our own opinions, our own thoughts. Everything else, literally everything else, is up to fortune. It's up to fate. It's up to the gods. It's outside of our power. And we shouldn't expend our energy trying to change any of that stuff. Instead, we should focus all of our energy on being the best person we can be, on doing our work, on living according to nature, and doing the right thing. That brings us to detachment. The Stoics understood that the problem with passion is that it makes us reactive instead of responsive. It makes us slaves to our circumstances. It makes us impulsive and irrational. It makes us unable to lead our lives. It makes us unable to leave a legacy. So one way to cultivate apathy is through detachment. Detachment allows reason to lead, not emotion. Detachment allows us to respond to the world rather than react to it. And that's what gives us that freedom, that mental stillness, that calm in the midst of chaos, that ability to remain unchanged by external events. Seneca writes, "All the winds that blow are not as boisterous as an angry man. Nothing is more dreadful than a spirit that is out of control. The man who is not moved by anything is superior to those who are moved by everything." And Marcus Aurelius writes, "He who is not disturbed by anything internally is more than a master of himself. He is truly free." How do you cultivate this? How do you become the man that Seneca and Marcus Aurelius are talking about here? Well, it starts with recognizing that you are in control of your perceptions and your judgments. It starts with recognizing that most of what we're passionate about doesn't really matter. Most of the things that agitate us don't really matter. It starts with letting go of those things, releasing them, not giving them any energy, not allowing them to distract us from what's important. Apatheia is the end goal of the Stoic life. It's the end goal of Stoic training. And so if you'd like some help in achieving that, if you'd like some reminders, if you'd like some motivation, then I invite you to download the free guide, How to Be Stoic, by signing up at our website. You'll get some great resources to help you apply Stoic philosophy to your life. Remember, the chief task in life is to separate things into two buckets: the things that are up to us and the things that are not up to us. The Stoics called the things that are not up to us me tabagraphis, which literally translates to things that don't concern us. So ask yourself this today as you encounter whatever situations, whatever people, whatever problems come your way. Ask yourself, does this concern me? Is this up to me? And if the answer is no, then let it go. Thanks for watching. I'm the author of a book on Stoic philosophy and the founder of a center for the study of Stoic philosophy. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone who might also enjoy this, please share it with them. And you can learn more about Stoic philosophy at our website,